Guys, no girls today. We are playing with a Caddy Maxi. Friend of mine just bought a Caddy Maxi. He wants a micro camper overnight van. He had a Ford Transit. I've finally talked him in to getting a VW Caddy. We got a few inside bits to make it a bit nicer. Touran door cards, electric windows, seats, carpets, seat bases. Just the comfy bits. Let's get into it. We have a collection of bits. This is a Mark III pre-facelift Caddy. We've got Touran door cards and we've actually got the Touran whole metal aperture. And we've read online that you need to add a power wire to both door looms to make the electric window work. It's only one wire. We haven't got the wire, so we're going to have to do these last. It'll be maybe a few days to a week for us, but we can just push fast forward and skip straight to then for you guys. We need to order the wire, basically. So they'll be last. We are going to get the seats out of this, seats, centre console, and the rubber floor, get those in. We're also doing a service, slightly off topic to the thumbnail or the video description, but we're going to do a service. He's only just brought it, hasn't got much history, so for peace of mind, oil filter, fuel filter. We're going to do that first, then we're going to tackle the interior bits, but let's have a little walk around it. He's just brought it, and it is the cleanest Maxi of a template I've ever seen. Let's have a look. 2010 VW Caddy Maxi. As mentioned, he had a Transit Connect, Transit Connect, rusty, diesel pump failed. Ugh. He's seen my Caddy and he likes them, and he had a VW Polo a few years ago, so he knows the V-dubs are pretty good. I've been trying to get him into a VW Caddy. He has looked at a few sort of on the line, marketplace, eBay and stuff. He does want one. All of them seem to be a lot of money, especially the Maxis, or they're a long way away. This one turned up on my marketplace, next town along, £2 grand. This, if you stuck it on eBay, might be three and a half, because it's so clean. This come up on marketplace, £2 grand. We went straight over, had a look, chipped the geezer down a couple of £100. We got it for £1,800. Bodywork is super straight. I don't think I've spotted one dent. It is a twin slider. He does want it for a micro camper sort of overnight van. Twin slider's handy. It is tidy. Look at the back bumper. It's not been used as a bumper. Rear doors on Caddies, especially work vans, or one that's always been its work van, they're normally punted in. People slamming their doors, they don't really care about them. Both sides, look at this. She is nice and straight. There is one little chip. One little chip. We can polish off that mark, touch in that, make it look a little bit prettier, but you can barely notice it. But it's as clean all the way around it. Yeah, very nice. Front bumper, again, yes, it's a little bit ugly on the Mark III pre-facelift. We have got a Touran front bumper, which is colour-coded, possibly coming from Andy's Caddy, Zero Budget Restorations. But that'll be at a later date. Clean Caddy, let's have a little look inside actually. Everything's tidy. Door cards, dash, no wear on the dash. It's got the latest steering wheel, very clean, very nice, and no wear marks. The only thing, check out the state of them seats. So rather than trying to clean them and then still be unhappy with them, he's gone and got a set of Touran front seats and bases, and we've got Touran door cards and window aperture, all from my buddy Billy at Caddy Enhancements. If you need any Caddy parts, check out his page on Facebook. I'll put a little name right here so you can see who it is. Yeah, nice and tidy. Inside and out, it's all boarded, so a bit of carpet up its lip, a bit of wood on the floor, a bit of lino, a bit of carpet. Yeah, nice. And it is quite big in there. One thing we noticed, because we did give it a little wipe down in here, look at those little pockets. They're on both sides, nice little drink holders. Definitely didn't have them in my caddy, very nice. Anyway, we're going to do the service first. We're waiting for the service bits, but they'll be here very soon. I might start tackling the service, and I'll get Rowan, the new owner, to start unbolting the seats. Let's get something done, because it's -1 out here, and we're freezing. Going to get Rowan on the seats while I start doing some bits under the bonnet. Oh, seat won't move. 1 minute. Yeah, I've got the seat to move. So we've got multi-spline bits. Let me check I've got the right size. So this is it is a snap-on. It don't need to be snap-on. This is a 10. Can we see? Probably not. No focus. It's a 10 spline. We're going to get those. There's 2 at the back, seat forward, slide the seat back, 2 at the front, and then there is like H bases. Going to get Rowan to get these out, both seats, and then we'll look at the H bases and then see how much trim we've got to remove. I believe we've got to remove the handbrake and a bit of the console. So I have already done mine, but I can't remember. Let's get Rowan some tools, and I will get some tools and start on the service. So while Rowan is undoing the seat bases and the seats, I am just doing the top bits for the service. Fuel filter, air filter, and then we'll get it on the ramp to do the oil and filter. He has also got a pollen filter. Now we're undoing the diesel filter. And the first crack of these bolts, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 6 of these bolts. They're a T20. Don't try using a T15 because you're going to round it off and then you're in a world of pain. T20. Undo the 6 bolts, little flathead, pop the fuel filter out. I'm going to suck all the old fluid out and then we're going to clean out the little tank. You don't have to if you're in a pickle. Pull the filter out, stick the new one in. Better than no new filter. Yeah, and the air filter is just some Phillips screws. Make sure your Phillips fits nice in the screws. That one's nearly been cross-threaded or the head rounded out. So make sure your Phillips fits well before tackling them. If you have got a rounded off screw, you're going to have to cut a little slit in the Phillips screw with a grinder or a blade, then you can use a flathead. I'm going to do these bits and we'll see how Rowan's getting on taking the seats out.
Take 2, action.
This is literally take 2. We just recorded a shot and the microphone weren't on. So, let's try it again. Rowan, how you going?
Yeah, good.
This is his new caddy. I said you had a Transit Connect. A little bit rusty, diesel pump failed, they're noisy, they don't drive too good. Awful. And I've been trying to get you into a caddy for a little while. I mentioned in the first shot, that's now completely gone, you had a VW Polo.
Yep.
So you knew that VW all right, he enjoyed it, and what he mentioned in the first shot, that it was probably the worst car he's ever had.
Yep.
But he did like the ambient blue glow of the dash clocks, and I can confirm that these have the blue glow too. So it's all good. It's worth its weight in gold. It's got blue dash clock lights.
I'm hoping your subscribers will fill me with confidence in the comments and say that these things are awesome and never break down.
Oh, VW caddies, I'll tell you what, right, you will break down very rarely compared to you would in a Transit Connect, and as it's a caddy, you're in the right place. I should be able to help. We are just getting the seats out, as mentioned. He's got the front bolts, no, he's got the back bolts from both seats out. We're going to slide the seats back, get the fronts out, get the seats out the way so we can get to... Is that carpet? What?
Yeah, I thought that. I thought, why has it got carpet in the back rather than the front?
We've already got carpet in the back. Mine had a rubber mat all the way through. Is it because it's a Maxi? I don't know. Let's get the seats out and have a better look. Rowan's got the bases out. Caddy bases, they're very basic. Yeah, you like that? And very nice. They've got little pockets around there. Pretty cool. Well, it's upside down, that one, but you get the idea. And there's little trays under the seat, which is pretty cool. I put my sunglasses in there. Double storage. Needs a clean under there. You can tell it needs a clean by looking at it. But obviously all the rubber carpet's going to go. We need to get the throttle pedal out. I'll show you a trick. Well, no, I won't show you a trick. I'll show you how to get it out. We need to get the centre console out. It's easy. If you're doing a Touran centre console conversion, we haven't got one, but I will run you through what's involved because they can be a bit tricky. But I'm going to get Rowan a Torx because I believe under the... No. There's some Torx anyway. I'll find the Torx. I'll get Rowan to undo them. I'll show you where they are. Let's get this centre console out. And yeah, you've got straight carpet in the back. Wonder if that's because it's a Maxi. Most Caddies have rubber in the front and rubber in the back. But let's get a few more tools and assess a few more bits. Literally just refreshing my memory on how to get all this apart. We have got the surround off. Remember, there's a screw there, there's one in there. Pull the ashtray out.
2 screws.
Oh yeah.
On that side and one
so
on
there's
this side.
2 screws there, and then there's one on that side. Maybe where the glove box would be if it had a glove box. This then shimmies out around the gear stick, and to get this piece out, if I remember rightly, the handbrake needs to come right up here. So this flap will open, handbrake will come up vertical. So I've got Rowan detensioning the handbrake cable, and once he's got that out, the handbrake can come all the way up and this console can come out too. We're just about to find out, because Rowan's just about to drop the nut and we're going to have to find it
exactly, that's what I'm trying to avoid.
at a later date. Handbrake all the way up. Now that slides up and up like that. Now we can get the carpets and the rubber matting out, I believe. It should be able to shimmy around that. Oh, that one just pops out, both sides.
And look, it's just arrived.
Mr. Euros with all the service bits. I'm just trying to remember how to get the pedal out. There's a 10mm bolt at the top. You have to push the carpet down and use a screwdriver because there's 2 clips in here. I'm going to remember how to do it and then I'll show you how to do it. I did manage to get it out. So there's a little hole on the right, you can see. And if we look inside, you need to push the clip inwards. And then on the left side, you need to push that little tab over. I'm not going to lie, I gave it a wiggle and a little tug and it popped out. I have done one before and it wouldn't pop out. I had to use a screwdriver, a little flathead, but a little wiggle and a pop and it popped upwards. And then with the clip, there's a little tab that you need to pull back. Pull the clip back, push the clip inwards while squeezing, and then it pops out. Nice and simple. I believe that's all the strip fitting. Oh no, we have got some more. We're going to use a little flathead on these, pull these little bit of plastics out, and that should be the carpet, but it is hanging. Look at that. Let's get the carpet out and see how bad. Check out, we got full swimming pool, literally full swimming pool, and it's absolutely hanging. But look, no rust, no rust. Has also started installing aftermarket stereo. Aftermarket stereo harness, Rowan's going to send me the link. I'll put that in the video description. And then it says to take a piggyback off of the main power wire for the cigarette lighter. He's used a Scotch lock and a bit of tape. He's used a bit of tape around the Scotch lock. Very nice, proper job. And that is for the permanent live, I believe. I will put a link to the stereo adapter in the video description, because I know VWs can be a bit funny with their stereos and adapters. And if it don't work, we'll just edit that bit out. Let's do some work. We've moved inside. It's cold outside. We need to do the oil and filter. We have put the seats in, but no carpet because it's soaking. He's going to dry them out over the space of a week. I'll see him next weekend and we'll fit it all up and see how it looks. But we need to get the oil and filter out. And quickly, this is the first time we've looked underneath this van since buying it. I did give it a quick glance. Look how bone dry the engine is. No signs of oil leaks at all. The underneath is good. The fuel cooler, they're normally punted and dented in. That's very nice. Yes, it's dirty, but it looks really good. It's literally the first time we're seeing it. Again, shooting down transits, it'd be like Flintstones under here if it was a Ford. Let's check out MOT bits. It has still got plenty of MOT. CV boots, nice, not split at all. Ball joints, not split. Track rod end rubbers, not split. Inner CV boots looking good. Very nice. Same again this side. Yeah, what a tidy motor. They look like original drop links too. 14 years old, original drop links. You wouldn't get a modern car with bits surviving like that. Yeah, very nice. It's actually really clean everywhere. Happy days. Let's get this oil drained out and we're almost done for today because it is cold. We're back. It's a week later and we're playing with the electric windows. Rowan, he got a new wiring loom from VW. Clips in the fuse box, clips in that door, clips in this door. You need to add a power wire for the electric windows. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I just want to show how to get these door cards off. Nice and simple. I have popped the trim off the handle. There's two T30 Torx, there's two T20 Torx underneath. With the handle, I've seen people wrestling these off. It is a lot easier than you think. Push the tab, bosh. And then we've got all the screws out. I'm going to pull it a little bit, get my fingers under there. And you've got to be quite aggressive. So when the customer's watching, well, hopefully they're not watching. You do need to normally slide it up, but we got quite aggressive then. We got it off first go. Behind, we've got a little clip cable. That is the handle. In here, we've got the wiring that runs to the door module, which on a Caddy is a lot smaller than a Touran one, so we're replacing all of it. We also have the Touran metal plates, which hold all the electric window housing. They've got different mounting brackets. If you just try to mount electric windows onto these, you see these brackets, well, that's for the handle. They're not in the right place from Touran to Caddy, so if you do an electric window conversion, get the metal inserts. I'm not ready. Let me get a 10mm. You stay there, and got a videographer today, or a cameraman. He's taking the shots. With these metal plates, they can be a bit tricky. I'm going to wind the window down, even though I've just took that off. Two black plugs that are here normally. Wind the window down, and now we can see the 10mm. Just bosh these out. Let's see if I can do it in real time and not hang the video right out. No one wants to sit through all of it. You don't need to take the bolts all the way out. Clip off again. Bosh. Window needs to go up. Again, I'm not ready. You don't need to take the window right out, but pull the window up. And just so it doesn't come down and chop your fingers off, a little bit of tape. Bosh. Loads of 10mm bolts around the outside. These need to come right out. Don't push it through with your fingers, otherwise you'll cut your thumb like that. Push the grommet just inside. Now we're going to pull the plate off. I'm going to shimmy it down a bit. Before you go ripping it out, it needs to slide this way, because there's a clip. Like so. Down a little. Still don't be yanking on it yet, because we've got a couple more bits. Have I forgot anything? Am I getting carried away? Yes. So we need to push this grommet in. Obviously, the door wiring loom. We're going to push this grommet inside the door. But that wiring loom is clipped inside. Is that what's holding it now? Maybe. Yes. There's a little popper that holds this wiring loom. There's a popper just inside holding this wiring loom to the door. Pop him out, gives you a little bit more free play, but we're not ready yet. We're going to shimmy down a bit. The door locking motor is right here, and unfortunately the clip is on this side. It'd be nice if it was on the other side, but it ain't. So I'm going to shimmy in there with my thumb. Oh, it's on the outside on the driver's side. Unclipped. What's holding me? Nothing. And that is the whole metal plate out. I won't do this real time because that'll about do. You've seen the basics, you know how it works. We're going to shimmy it all back together. We're going to poke him through. We're going to plug him in. Then we're going to poke the wiring loom back through. Clip the wiring clip in. Bolt the 10 mils up. Lower the window into these doobraries. Do the bolts up and reassemble. We need to trim part of the door card, the Touran one that sits here, but we'll show that in a minute. And that's about it for what you need to do in the doors. I'm just going to show you about the wire. Just going to show you I'll show you this wire, the power wire. But that's nice and simple. So this wiring loom, I'll show you a picture of what it looks like when you buy it. You can get it from VW, you can get it from Aldi. Aldi? Sounds like the shopping centre. You can get it from VW. I'll put the part number up to it now, and I'll also put the link to the wire in the video description. Pretty simple. It's got two ends on it. This one goes in this plug, the other end goes in that door, and I've clipped it into the fuse box. Fuse box lives up here. Two torque screws hold it on, and then that black plastic panel on the back slides off. We can see this really big thick power wire. Well, that's got a metal bar, you can just see it runs all the way along, and I've poked the double wire with the plug. It's now going to be in the second fuse down, so don't forget to put a fuse in it. I'm going to try a 15 or a 20 amp. If it blows, I'll go a bit bigger. That is where I'll put the power wire for both windows. We can tuck all this back up, and if I show you something else, Andy's just there rubbing down my T5 wheels. Nice one, Andy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What one we got here? So this is the door wiring loom from the Caddy. Let me close this clip. You can see the thick brown wire and then the white and brown. Can you see it's white and brown on camera? Well, in between there's no wire. If I get the Touran one with the exact same, it has got a few extra wires, but the brown wire, if I turn it round you can see it, is there, and next to it is the red and the yellow. So that red and the yellow is the power. If we come back in here, brown wire, there's no power next to it. Can we see? There's a hole. Well, obviously that, whenever I can get hold of it one hand, pokes in there simply. One thing to mention, you need to pull these you need to pull these plastic clips out. This one slides down, there's a little clip there, and that one slides down. Then you get a little flathead, you pull this purple bit towards you. When it's open, you can push the wire in, then you close that, snap, and then you close that, snap. that is ready. That will be the power wire. Hopefully, I've explained it simply enough. We've got all sorts going on in the back. You're winning there, Alf.
Get in there, mate, get in there.
And what's this for?
Reverse camera.
Reverse camera. I want to show this because it's a pretty cool little device. Oh, Rowan.
Yes.
In the earlier shot,
Yes.
we was talking about you love a VW because they have a blue glow around the dash clocks. Yeah? Sent me a picture of that evening of driving it. I'll show you the picture. He's turned the interior light on or the dash clocks and they glow red.
I don't mind it, but yeah, it worked quite well.
I like a red.
Main beam is that nice blue, so there's something.
There's something blue.
Oh, also, quick update on the stereo. Don't buy the £70 expensive cable thing. unless
Oh,
you
to
want
adapt to
it.
an aftermarket stereo.
That's it.
How much was the one you bought?
It's about 15 quid.
About 15
So,
quid. We'll put the link to the video description. In the video description. Was it from eBay?
was for me, like,
Nice and easy. A cheap lead. So obviously when you fit in an aftermarket stereo, you can get a really expensive lead or you can get a 15 quid lead. Obviously Rowan bought the 15 quid one. I would too. And it comes with a little diagram saying you need to add a power wire as an ignition live. And you found an ignition live. It did say to go to the cigarette lighter, didn't it?
Go to the cigarette lighter. Don't do that. Everyone's probably currently smashing the keyboard.
Go into the cigarette lighter because the cigarette lighter is constant anyway. So that means your stereo stayed on.
Two permanent lights.
So let me show you where he went. There's his little piggyback. So that is a remote ignition live for the stereo, and it goes in to this bottom row of fuses. Put it in there. These are ignition live on a VW Caddy or the Phase 1 Mark III pre-facelift anyway. That is where your stereo ignition live comes from. Yeah. Electric windows are all done, working. Happy days. We're out on the door cards. This is the Touran driver's door card. That is the Caddy passenger door card. And you need to trim the recess. Can you see my line? I am just going to trim that line so it matches that. And then the Touran door card will fit the Caddy. Easy. We are just assembling all the electric windows in, the seats are in, the carpet's in, looking nice. Happy days. Centre console is the only piece that's grey in the centre. So we're going to give it a coat of paint. I normally paint these plastics on some of the builds. And if you have a close look, you'll see it's really rough. It looks like it's faded. And that's because I have used a degreaser and a red Scotch pad. And that's keyed it right up. You need to clean the hell out of it, scuff the hell out of it. You can't use sandpaper, you must use a Scotch pad. I used a red one. If you want to see more on painting the plastics, you're going to have to subscribe because I'll be doing all of the plastics in my T5. I am going to put a little bit of plastic primer on. I haven't got none here, I'll grab some, and then we're going to put some black on. Only a little rundown, but this is the main bit that's grey and everything else is dark grey. So let me get some plastic primer. You can get this stuff in a rattle can and you can get it in a pot to go in a spray gun. As it's only a little piece, I'm just going to use a rattle can. And you only need to dust it on. It's basically an adhesion primer. This primer sticks to the plastic, and then when we spray our next coat of colour on, it will stick nicely. Don't need to stick loads on. You're not trying to build any volume up or fill the creases in, because it is textured plastic. If you try putting too much on, it's not going to look nice. Just a little dusting. A little bit in the pockets because we don't want it coming off. That's enough. Now it's enough. Now it's definitely enough. I'm going to let that set for 10 minutes and I'll show you how we're going to put the black on. Black, dark grey, they look a lot better anyway. 10 minutes has passed. I've not got the booth on for now because it's very noisy. I'm going to put a mask on, but I'm just going to show you how to apply it. Literally really thin, dusty coats. This is from this colour is from the Rail colour scheme. It's a dark grey, and then I add a little black to it. Again, if you want to know more, you'll have to see future videos. Just apply it lightly. Dust it on there. If you start trying to fill up the grain in the textured plastic, it looks horrible, it cracks, it's not nice. Dust a little coat on there, let it flash off. You might need to add 4 or 5 coats, but you're just dusting it on there. Gonna do this off camera and I'll show you what it looks like. Oh yeah, that is how it looks. It's a dark grey, almost black. And you can see we haven't tried to fill in none of the texture. And I did lift it up and get just inside there. Obviously, you don't want to see a bit when you pull your handbrake up. And what I do with the final, the booth floor, what I do with the final colour, I do add a few drips of hardener, as in paint hardener. Let's say you've got 100 ml of the colour, you then add 5-6 drips of the hardener. That gives it a bit more durability. It doesn't wear out. I've done it on all my motors before, and even the bit where the kids get in and out, scuffing their feet across it and not, hasn't worn out, so it does last. That looks a lot better than the factory grey. Let's let it sit for half hour and then we'll fit it. We're finished. All the Touran bits are in, door cards, carpet, seats, centre console. Centre console, you can see that the colour isn't bad, considering it's a made up colour to make it look a bit prettier. It just looks better than the light grey. It does need to get a Touran handbrake sleeve, but other than that, really nice. The seats and the bases, door cards, they make a massive improvement to what the Caddy comes with. Electric windows all working nicely, happy days. These handrests, they always go a bit funny. Best thing to do is clean all that off, rub it down, bit of satin black, and you can get new buttons if you're being really picky. And if you're really lucky, you can get the Touran driver's door card with only the front window switch, which is nice. I've got the 4-1 in mine, but I would like a 2-banger. But yeah, very nice, all nice and easy to install. When you're getting some Caddy bits, Touran bits for your Caddy, off my buddy Billy, Caddy Enhancements, you get all the bolts with it in a nice little bag, which is a good touch. I like that. Check out his Facebook page, Caddy Enhancements. Yeah, really good. He's installed a reversing camera, cheeky little upgrade to the stereo as well. I will put a link to anything he used on that. And one thing I do want to point out, check out this little camera holder. See that? It's actually incorporated with one of the number plate lights. I'll put a link to that in the video description too. I'm going to get one of those for my Caddy and for my T5. Really nice touch. Yeah, that's about it. Let's wrap this one up. Probably won't see this Caddy too much in other videos because he does bits himself. You might see it at the local Caddy meets once a month. I think he's going to come up with us, so you will see it again. He'll probably put some wheels, maybe a colour-coded bumper, maybe a spoiler. The list is endless with a Caddy. See Andy's poking at the back. We've got a video on that coming very soon. But yeah, nice Caddy Maxi. Got to tidy up my buddy's workshop after he let me use it. Got a few more videos coming on the bodywork series. Plenty more jobs booked in. He still needs help, so I'm up here. He's got the heater on, which is nice. I haven't got a heater down mine, it's freezing. Yeah, happy days. Touran bits into a Caddy, nice and simple. They fit straight in. With the electric windows, you just add a wire from the fuse box. you can just make something happen. But the wiring loom that you can get either from VW or eBay, 23 quid, clips in the fuse box, clips straight in the door wires, easy. Rather than mess around with bodgy bits, might as well buy the proper bit. Anyway, that's going to about do it for today. Rowan's happy with the Caddy, a job well done, happy days. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.